the real meaning to the angel numbers. If you're like a lot of people, you may have been seeing these very interesting number sequences: 222, 111, 333, 444, 555, 666, 777, 888, 1111, 1212, or even mirror numbers like 1221, and numbers that are like reversed like that, or forward then reversed. They call those angel numbers. And if you're like the rest of us, you go and you search Google and you look up what is the meaning behind this specific number that you keep seeing, or these specific numbers that you keep seeing. And what I come to find out was that every single time I looked up a different number sequence that I may have been seeing, I kept finding that the answer was way too similar for all the different number sequences. So like I might look up 444 or 333 or 222 and they're similar meanings, meaning I always got this: your spirit guides are with you, you are on the right path, and everything's going to be okay, and they're just awakening you to let you know that you're on the right path. Okay. For me, I was like, that's not good enough. How could all these numbers mean that I'm on the right path? And that, okay, I already know that my spirit guides are with me, or my angels, or whatever the heck. They're with me. Yay. I'm on the right path. Yay. But that does nothing for me. Because if everything's good and everything's regular, what does that tell me? Why am I seeing these numbers? So here's the real thing that you need to do to find out, which is what I did and found out what a certain number meant for me. You need to, when you see that number, immediately either screenshot it or make note of it, record it, whatever you have to do, and then quickly think about what is it you're doing at that moment that you're seeing the number, what it is you were thinking at that moment that you're seeing the number, where you were. Just try to get a snapshot of all the details that happened right before you seen the number. What was going on while you seen the number? Write that down. Best thing to do, get you a little journal, a number journal, and just only write it in that journal or record it, whatever you need to do. Get you a number journal. It's going to be the best thing because it's all going to be in one place. Every single time you see that number, record that in your number journal, which means keep that number journal by your bed, take it with you, put it in your purse, put it in your car, put it in your glove compartment, put it on your desk, put it everywhere you go. Take it with you. So what you're going to begin to notice after a period of time is there should be some type of pattern. You go back to these numbers and see, oh wow, every time I seen this number, this was the type of thought I was thinking, or this is what I was doing, this is where I was, and you're going to see that pattern. Once you see the pattern of what it is that you're doing at the moment that you always see that number, once you see a similar pattern, anything that's similar in all those times that you see that number, but you need to record for a little bit so you can have enough data to be able to get that pattern number. And then what you want to do is, finally, once you got the pattern, write down this number equals, and whatever that common denominator for every time you've seen it is, whatever it is. Was it a thought? Was it a feeling? Was it what you were wearing? Was it where you was at? Was it how you were driving? Whatever it was, write it down. This number equals this. So every time you see that number, that is what that number means for you. Nobody else is going to be able to tell you what these numbers mean for you. It does not always mean that you're on the right path and your spirit guides are with you. Your spirit guides are always with you. And no, you're not always on the freaking right path. Sometimes you go off path and then you need to get back on path. Okay. But guess what? That is too generic. It's too broad. How could this number mean the same thing for 50,000 million different individuals that are on a different path on earth that are seeing that same exact number? No, that is not correct. What does that number mean for you specifically? Once you jot down all the data for every time you've seen that specific number, you're going to see your own meaning to your own numbers, and then you'll be able to act accordingly. Do I need to adjust this every time I think this? You will start to know. Like, for instance, for me, there's a specific number. I'm not going to say what number it is, but there's a specific number that every time I see that number, I'm getting money, period. Because I started to realize that I wrote down, I did exactly what I told you guys that you guys need to do. Write down every time you see that number what happens, and guess what happens shortly after I see that number. It's not even, for me, that number wasn't even what I was doing during. It was literally what happens after. It was like a signifying number for me, meaning, hey, look for the money. The money is coming today. The money's coming. And sure enough, every single time I seen that number, I get a sale of some sort, some type of money comes in, somebody gives me some money, I get a check, get a deposit, something, or I get the money. So it's not going to be that for you. Find your own numbers. And this is the real meaning to angel numbers. You are the interpreter for your life, what these angel numbers mean for you. Do the work, find out, and move accordingly, because then it becomes your cheat code.